You know, when I was first exposed to the sector partnership model, I had no idea what I was getting into. I got invited to go to a breakfast meeting that I wouldn't have attended except it was on my way to work and the food was free. So I showed up for a sector partnership, and they said, hey, let's talk about things that are keeping you awake at night. And I had a long list. And then I looked around the room and realized my peers had the same list, and suddenly I wasn't alone in this anymore. And I think that was my first motivation, was that recognition that I wasn't alone in those struggles, and there are other people with the same problems, and we could get together. And then it dawned on me, while I'm working together, there might be solutions that all of us can enjoy. And then recognizing the power that the public partners brought to that mix is what kept me engaged. You know, the idea that we could get together and share our challenges, you know, that's not something we do that infrequently anyway, maybe go for a beer or whatever, but coming together in a more formal structure with resources in the room, recognize, you know, people behind me make me nervous anyway. And I'm looking around, I'm like, who are these people in the back? And they said, well, you know, those are the educators and the economic development folks and the workforce development folks. The public partners, they need to sit in the back. And I thought, well, I'm uncomfortable with that. I don't like that they're in the back. They're second-class citizens. Wasn't this a partner meeting? Why are they back there? And I actually had to go, I didn't get it in the first meeting, I didn't get it in the second meeting, I didn't get it for about a year, I think, of meetings before I realized this is not an effort to make those people go to the back of the room. It was an effort to make us come to the front of the room. The business and industry folks could no longer hide. We couldn't just come in and say, wow, I got a busy day, check my phone, hey, thanks for having the meeting, coffee was great, and run back to my low concrete box. For sector partnerships to really work, business and industry has to figuratively and literally come to the front of the room and be part of the process right at the beginning. You know, I think back to the very first meeting when we convened manufacturers for our sector partnership the very first time. I think there were 28 of us in the room. And we got to post up on this wall things that were keeping us awake at night. And it was amazing the commonality and the issues that came up around workforce, regulatory issues, transportation, cost of doing business, supply chain, all the things that you can imagine if you're in that business or a related one. And we got done with the meeting. We're kind of winding down. We really weren't done yet. And there's this grizzled old, you know, industry veteran sitting next to me, and he leans over the table and he says, you know, I was in the same meeting, you know, 10 years ago, and we talked about this same stuff, and he was making a very negative point, but he gave me what I needed. He gave me my launch to say, you know, this guy's exactly right. He's exactly right. And if we don't step up as an industry now and partner together and partner with economic development, workforce development, education, come together to solve these problems 10 years from now, our successors are going to have this same meeting and they're going to be dealing with these same issues. So it really is a time to step up as an industry, learn to partner. Because if you don't do this, who's going to do this? And if you don't do it now, when's it going to get done? You need to be part of the sector partnership initiative.